Now I'm going to make the large cupcakes. Now for the large cupcakes, you're going to need to use this template 6 times to give you the 6 sides. So again, what I do is I just print it out onto cheap paper, or rather inexpensive, and you can just cut that out. I just find it easier. Cut all those excess bits off, and you can position this on your card so you're not wasting as much. And that's going to go there, and I'm just going to stick this down with some double-sided tape. Now before I start cutting the whole thing out, again I'm just going to trim this excess off here to make it easier to cut out. Put that to one side, bit of rubbish too. And now all you've got to do is cut all the way around the outside, but before you do that, I always find it much easier to do the embossed lines here where the folds go. On each of these designs you've also got these dotted lines, and that's where it folds, and you just take a little ruler and like in this case a little embossing tool, something with a blunt tip, and just go right through it so that when you cut it out it's easy to fold exactly where you want it to fold. So I'm just lining that up, get this as accurately as possible, and just go over all those dotted lines. And then you can just start cutting it out. So now you can see the template there, and I cut 6 out altogether. As you can see, there is each one folded, cut out ready to use. Now I just want to explain something now before we move on, is that if you fold it this way, that way, that's going to make your spiral go anti-clockwise, which is that one. So if you remember that the printed side, if you fold into that, then it's going to go anti-clockwise. If you turn that design over, which I'm going to do because I want it to go clockwise, it's better for me left-handed, then you make your folds go in that way, like so. Fold it like that way, and that way then your spirals will go around clockwise. I just find that as a left-hander easier to do. Now I've got all 6 of mine, all I've got to do is just remember, so that is the way that the template is. So if I just turn this over, I know that if I do them all this way round, do all the folds, then that's going to work out best for me. It's going to go around in a clockwise direction. So first of all, just fold all of them first so they're all going the right way around. Now we're going to stick them all together. You're going to stick the bases and this flap, so try to keep yourself organised. Now I'm using a stronger glue in this case because they're much bigger. First of all, I'm going to put a little bead of glue all around the base, and if you go the same way all the way around, it makes life a little bit easier. And then a little bit of glue on that flap there. Just break that off, and then this positions itself exactly over the top like that. Now first of all, what I do is stick all the 2s together, stick them together in 2s, and then you can stick all the 2s together, and then that folds over and lines up precisely, and make sure it's stuck together here perfectly. Just wipe any glue off if it's overlapping, line the bases up so they all look well together. So do that with your first, just take all 6 and just stick them together in 2s first. So I've got the 2s stuck together, 1, 2, 1, 2, and the other ones on one side. Now I'm going to stick the 2s together to make it 4. And again, using the same ones, which will be that inside there. So just a little bit of glue in the middle there, and on that flap. like so. Get enough glue on, and then position the next one in there like so. That's going to go that way, so position the base up like that. Just jiggle it around a little bit so you get that in position perfectly. Let me try and get that so you can see it. Just jiggle that in. There you go. And don't forget you can tidy them up later. And that one then just slides into there and sticks down perfectly, so that you end up then with the 4 of them stuck together like so. Now to stick the 4 to the other 2, and again a little bit of glue on the inside bottom there. Fold the flap over and a little bit of glue in there. Put that to one side, and then this fits in here perfectly. Again, try to get exactly the right place, so that goes into there like so. You can press that down to keep it in place, and then this folds up. If I can turn it round, you can see a bit better there. That folds up there and sticks down. I'm rushing it for the, you can take your time a little bit, don't do it before the glue dries, but I'm trying to do this back to front, so I just need a little bit of jiggle time here to just get this right in the right position and stick that down. Any bits that are overlapping like here you can trim off later. So before you do the last flap, just let that dry for a minute, and then you can stick this last flap together. Now I'm just checking the bottom of the cupcake, see everything's in line. A little bit of overlap in here, but all you've got to do is take your scissors and just trim those excess bits off like that. Just neaten it up all the way around. Now I'm going to fold all the flaps in here now, because I've designed it so that I want to go clockwise. It's generally easier for me being left-handed. So, simple process. The first 3 are okay, the last one is a little devil to do. Fold the first one over like so. Second one just goes over the top, simple. Third one just goes over the top, simple like that. Fourth one just slips underneath the first one like that, just catches it, so you've got that swirl starting. The fifth one, again, just bend it over gently and just tuck it in there. Now the last one is always the faffing one, but if you just kind of tuck it in there and slide it in like so, you can then hold that and then just push that bit in there. Now I find this is the kind of the awkward one, but to help you, try not to crease it. I find if you use something like a pencil or something to help you kind of just take the weight a little bit there, just to kind of ease it in, then it all works fine, he says. Sometimes it works straight away, sometimes you're faffing around for ages. So then all you've got to do is push it all in and just tidy it up a little bit, and it all sits nicely into that lovely swirl.